Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. I'm not gonna make this long. I just had a few questions I wanted to ask to Bible bashers, believers in the Bible, uh, so-called Messianic Israelites and non-Messianic Israelites alike. Just had some questions about the Bible. Hopefully, those who are uh, wise or scholars, whatever the case, can answer these questions with some validity. First question is: if the name Yah or Yahweh is not significant, why is he a so-called Egyptian moon god, Canaanite god, Babylonian god, god of Jupiter, Native American god, Sumerian god, and the name is ascribed to continents, countries, and cities all around the world? Also, if it is so pagan, why was it omitted from scriptures except Psalm 68:4 for hundreds of years until recently? That's my first question. My next question is, let's say historical Egypt is really named Kemet and was never named Egypt. Well then, according to the Hebrew Bible, from a literal perspective, Kemet was a son of Canaan whose land was seized by Judah. This will also take biblical Egypt, which is really in Hebrew, Mizor, and place it at a separate location on the world map. Notice Assyria, Israel, Persia, Ethiopia, Kemet, and etc. all have their place in the Bible and on the world map. So where's Mizor? Next question. In a literal sense, Scripture tells us the law will prolong our lives. So when reviewing biblical principles, we must ask ourselves, how is this prolonging our lives? How is it beneficial to us and the planet? Next, the scriptures also tell us the so-called God of Israel gave us life and death in his laws. So which are for life and which are for death? Next, from a literal perspective in its English translation, if simply reading the Bible was enough to properly interpret its meanings, then why were the Israelites praying for understanding of the law, statutes, and commandments? And why were they required to fast, meditate, and study the prophecies and revelations that they were given? It seems to me it took more than just reading the scriptures or the inscriptions on walls and temples and tombs, or the prophecies given by prophets. Next, there are several contradictions in English translations of the Bible. How many people often study the original language of these so-called contradictions to find the true interpretations of these whole Bible verses? My next question. If the modern day Israelis have stolen the identity, language, and culture of the biblical Israelites, then why do descendants of biblical Israelites reject ancient sciences such as alchemy, Kabbalah, and accept the doctrine of the New Testament, which is proven to be a metaphorical summary of the so-called Old Testament? Next question. What if I told you the Bible, apocryphal books, Quran, and missing biblical texts are all encryptions of ancient esoteric knowledge, and its true interpretation can only be revealed using math, science, and the Hebrew language? Then you would know that that can't be entirely true. Why? Because biblical Israelites had to pray fast, and meditate in order to find the true understanding. So, with all of this and all of these questions, I wonder who can answer these questions with validity. And it's more so, time for us to think and think a little harder about our perspective of the scriptures. It's time for us to think a little deeper and get off the surface level, because there's a lot more to this. Shalom.